Hey everybody, it's Damien. I'm going to share how time works and how you can access it by going over the rules to the world's first time travel game. The trinity of time within the game is past, present, and future. The present is specific, and the sum total agreement and reconciliation of all consciousness into the one ever present now. Our collective and individual agreement is called reality, whether we like it or not. All fields collapse into one moment, and time is the organization of that process. The past, irreversibility, is the foundation, and all parts cannot be changed once the deed and action is done, and universe, time, and consciousness, which is another trinity, they all play a role in that event's judgment. The moral of the story is the past is fixed. However, it can be accessed. One example of accessing the past is memory. Another is the recorded music. The past is designed in the Matrix to know exactly where you left something, along with the intensity and influence it manifested. It is to prove the deeds and actions of our friction of events, and literally, like each movement, both physically and the thoughts that rattle around in our head. In other words, it's pure judgment. And again, that judgment was based on every consciousness agreeing, which includes the evidence of the past and the compassion of the future, that an event factually took place and it was organized and recorded in that present moment. We all have to agree that creates the past. How we naturally access the past is if we were there, right? That experience. And same as the future. However, the future, though, is opposite. The future is not completely fixed like the past. The future is consistently and constantly mutable and morphing. That constant moving and swirling of the future manifests when interacted with. Consciousness and attention can dictate its form when connected to the present in infinite yet very specific ways. And if you exist in that future, information and wisdom can be collected and interpreted by your consciousness, perhaps even enlightenment. But the future is ever changing based on our interactions with it. However, the closer in time the future is to you, the easier it is to change the future. The further away in the future, the more moves and complexities and details are required with focus, sometimes in extreme cases, to be as efficient and accurate as possible. Or else you will work too hard, right? And hard work just is destroyed by giving up. And the universe has no debt, so you don't want to give up. If you put the work in, the universe will justly return like kind, but in favor of promoting your life and direction. And that is what the universe gets in return for its performance. That growth. That's the universe's reward and treasure, which is also what the future brings the you in the present. And the ever-present now is where everything exists. And I mean everything. If you can imagine it, it exists. Because the present is eternal. The present moment is like the seam of creation. All activity, all life, everything interacting, and consciousness itself springs and unfolds right here, right now, in the ever-present, forever now. It is the unstoppable force. That's where we all are having this experience and providing the world our own perspective to enhance and share the role we play. How we got to where we are is born from the permanence of the past. We can rely on it. With the collapse of all inertia from the future. The past is so fixed and unchangeable, which also has no limitations, and that's due to how the future communicates. That communication is best proven by mathematics and geometry. And harmony is the aspect you hear me discuss constantly, right? Harmony is what you can bridge between past, present, and future. And that is the moral of the story. The use of pi and phi, the Fibonacci, they both have no end, right? That's proof. They are forever. The Bible will call it to be fruitful and multiply, in my opinion. Pi is the divine feminine, and that is to be fruitful. And phi, the divine masculine, is to multiply. So to repeat, the past is irreversibility, but the present, that is ability. You have the ability to do, to act, to think, to feel, to smell, all the senses, all the elements in motion. You can access irreversibility and ability, and then the future morphic field, all three. Like how your mind, the element of air, is connected to your eyes, which is generally geared toward the past. It can access the future through a natural technology, imagination. That would suggest an artifact of irreversibility would exist in the future too then, right? And is designed and patterned from all the decisions you've made from the past and the environmental response and all influences that you know are in motion in the present, and the probability field of the future collapsing into the specific and one-of-a-kind unique moment. Worthy of note, some things, however, are in motion, hurtling toward their destination and end regardless. It will come to pass, no matter what. So move on to other things you can actually do something about, right? Recognizing the patterns gives you the ability to navigate troubled waters and the calm seas. Being equipped, you can handle yourself, thanks to you paying attention, your training, and being a good player at the game. Know thyself is always a useful strategy, and the influences around you should encourage you. So, again, the present is ability, and it is very energy efficient. The past is irreversibility. There is no debt in the universe, but there is growth, right? For every cause, there is an effect, and for every effect, there is a cause. And the third property created from that process is karma. Luckily, the future is adaptability. So we can learn to spend our karma wisely. Thanks for listening.